Guten Tag, good afternoon. This video is a response to a question I got, which was, should I be doing survival German or should I be doing sneaky German or even standard German? Which one of those should I be doing? What do I do? That obviously completely depends on what do you want to do with your German. Let's assume you're either in Germany already or you're intending or wanting to go to Germany, which means that you would then need to decide what exactly it is that you want to do in Germany. So let's get rid of the standard German, the Hochdeutsch, the German that is 100% perfect and the government loves it. And the Goethe Institute teaches it from A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. You need that one for certain things. You can't do without that if you want to study at a university in Germany. You need either C1 or C2, depending on the particular university and the regulations, the educational regulations of the Bundesland in which the university is in. Also, the kind of course you're doing. Some universities apparently have, like, if you're doing certain things, you can get away with C1, but if you're doing other much more complicated things, you need C2. So for that, you would need that. You'd also need it if you want to work as a journalist, for example, if you want to work in anything to do with the C-suite. You're becoming a CEO, CFO, COO, whatever of a company. You need to be able to, within the German context, you need to be able to speak really, really good German. If you want to be a salesperson, for a salesperson, words and language is what massage oil is to the massage therapist. You've got to really sort of oil your client with with wonderful words, to sell that crappy secondhand car that you're trying to sell them. So if you want to be a secondhand salesperson, if you want to be a salesperson in Germany, I would recommend standard German. Right. The other things I would split up between what is normally called or what has been referred to as blue collar work and white collar work. So blue collar work is laborer, skilled labor, electricians, plumbers, whatever, that kind of work, whereas white collar work is managerial, admin, office work, etc. So the managerial, the white collar work, I would suggest sneaky German, which is quite a bit more work than survival German, but you need it. You need to be able to have the people that you're dealing with believe that you speak great German. And for that, sneaky German with its sort of 20% grammar missing, and the ability to use that continuously without being found out. You're not doing anything illegal, but, anyway, so sneaky German would be for that situation. If you are, I tend to watch a lot of satire shows, Heute Schau, Extra 3, etc., on German television. And they make fun of the fact that in Germany, sometimes you have to wait for a month or so before you actually get an electrician or plumber to knock on your door. And then you're like, oh, thank goodness, come in, please. Would you like some coffee, a piece of cake, perhaps? Right? So these people will be so happy if you have to check first. If you decide that as, let's say, an electrician, you think that you can do much better in Germany, you have to check, will they let you in? First of all. Number two, will they recognize your qualifications? If it's yes, and you go to Germany and you pitch up at a door and you knock and you say, and obviously you can learn like the 5 or 10 words that have to do with, I am an electrician in standard German, and you say that. Afterwards, they don't care that your German sounds a little bit like, Amish, Pennsylvania Dutch or whatever. They don't care. It doesn't matter. They're happy to finally, after a month of waiting for an electrician for the flickering lights, they're happy to have you there. So basically the bottom line is, again, you have to, as in everything else in life, you have to know what you want. And don't take anybody else, it's not even mine, don't take anybody else telling you, oh, this is how it should be, this is what you must do. There are, of course, certain things in Germany, certain jobs for which the company you're working for will say, listen, you need a B1 or B2. But, B1, I think, depending which kind of B1, there are different, it seems that there are different levels in B1 as well. So, you might, but if you have to do a B2 or something, if you have to do a B2, then you're starting to go towards standard German. And then you have to go the whole hog. But other than that, if you're operating outside of that, you work out what you need and accordingly you do survival German or sneaky German, and that'll be just perfect. Thank you very much. Auf Wiedersehen.